Friends, in today's class we learn in magnetic field motion of charged particle in uniform magnetic field. Okay, so as we learned in the previous class about the Lorentz force, we are continuing with the same topic. Suppose we have cross-current magnetic field of its strength B. Okay, the field is inward, which is normal to the plane of both. Let a charged particle is moving with velocity v, entering in the magnetic field. We observe its direction is continuously changes and it will start moving in a circular path, as when we draw the tangent to the point, let's say A, then the velocity direction we get in forward direction, and by using Fleming's right hand rule, this magnetic field, index finger, motion of charge, middle finger, and the force by thumb, then we find that the force acting on the particle is in downward direction. When we draw the tangent at B, we get the force on the particle towards left, and when we draw the tangent at C, then we find the force acting on the particle is in upward direction, and at point D it is towards right. And every time the force acting on the particle in circle, which means towards the center, and trying to rotate the particle in the circular direction. So as we know that according to Lorentz force, that is F is equal to QVB sin theta. It will be get that QVB when sin theta is 90. This is, let's say, equation 1. Okay, it is observed that when the particle is entering in the magnetic field, it starts moving across a circular path. That means the magnetic field provides a centripetal force to that particle with velocity v, having mass m with radius r. This is the value of centripetal force. Let's say equation 2. Because this centripetal force is provided by the magnetic force, then we compare the two equations. That means equation 1 equal to equation 2, and we get mv square upon r is equal to qvb. When we solve this, we get mv upon r is equal to qb, and from here we calculate the radius of the circular path, which is equal to mv upon qb. For a given field, the field is constant, that charge is constant, and the mass of the particle is constant. We observe that the radius of the particle is directly proportional to v. That means As v increase, the radius of the motion is also increased. Okay, from here next you will calculate easily that velocity of particle in the circular path in magnetic field from the same relation, that r/q/b upon m. This is the velocity of the particle in the magnetic field. Here we find next the time period of rotation. Time period of rotation. Okay, as we know that the time is always given by distance upon velocity. Here the distance covered by the particle in a circular path of radius r is equal to circumference of the path followed by the moving charge in magnetic field and the velocity. Now the circumference of the path is 2 pi r and this velocity is r/q/b upon m. Now we find this r is cancelled and the time period of rotation is 2 pi m upon q. Okay, next, energy of a particle gained when it is moving in the magnetic field is kinetic energy, which is half mv square, and you have value of velocity half mv. V is this one, r square q square b square upon m square. This denominator square is cancelled by numerator and we get this kinetic energy is equal to half or r square q square b square upon 2. Okay, so this is all about when a particle is revolving in the magnetic field moving with velocity. That's not it. And you can also find the frequency of rotation. Frequency of rotation, as you know that frequency is inversely proportional to time period. Then from this formula you will get 1 upon 2 pi m upon qb. On solving this you get qb upon 2 pi m. This is the frequency of rotation. Done? Okay?
Yes.
वो concept के लिए ठीक है. Here student we have another concept related to the same is this force QVD experienced by the particle in the magnetic field, and another we have the force of electric field, that is QE. Okay, this gives the turning effect. And this gives the linear motion. Which means electric field provides motion to the charged particle and it will try to rotate into the circular path. Now, as the velocity is gained by the particle due to the electric force, so we can compare the two forces also, that Fe equal to Fb. Now on comparing we get this QE equal to QVB. This Q cancel and we get the electric field is equal to this. Okay, and we have the electric field is given by V upon L, where this V is potential difference and L is distance. Okay, by using this result here, we get V upon L is equal to V into B. That means the potential difference is equal to VBL. Okay, now if the charge is revolving, then as its motion, we know that moving charge creates electric current. We can use here this I into R is equal to VBL. So we can calculate the value of current for this VBL upon R, where R is the resistance of the coil. Okay, this is the another concept which related to the B with current. As we have the B for the coil mu naught Ni upon 2A. Okay, this is the way to increase the magnetic field. As we increase the magnetic field, we find the force will increase, and as the force increase, the velocity increase, which means the charge moving faster. And here we have that R is equal to mv upon qb. We get as B is large, R is also. Okay. This help you in calculation or find the MCQs in your paper. Next heading is force on a current carrying conductor. Force on a current carrying conductor placed in uniform magnetic field. Placed in uniform magnetic field. Okay. Uniform magnetic field. Okay. Let's say we have a uniform magnetic field of strength B This is a conducting wire, or you can say a rod, whose axis is a current wire. Okay. Then this axis of this wire is makes an angle theta with the direction of magnetic field. Understood? Now we are discuss about this small length P to Q, which is DL and having current I. Okay. Earlier what we know, let's say this is point A and this is point B. Discuss this thing kept in a magnetic field, and there is a charge which is moving with velocity v from point A to B. Okay, in the magnetic field. Okay, then what it experience? It experience a magnetic force which is given by Lorentz force equal to QVB sin theta. For this situation, the charge is moving along the wire or path AB and perpendicular to the field. That means this we can take QVB sin 90. This F is equal to QVB only. Okay, now for this situation from A to B, the length of this coil is L. Okay, which is the total distance traveled by the charge. Let's say from here to here, the total length is covered by the charge is L. To cover this by this with the velocity v in time t. Okay, therefore use here this force is equal to, by using this is equal to what? Velocity. Okay, now Q into, in case of velocity we can use L upon T into B. Okay, now use Q upon T, Q upon T, L into B. Okay, this. And what is Q upon T? So answer is current. Okay, then you will find that I BL. Here we observe that this current element makes an angle theta with the magnetic field, and in this situation when it is inclined with the magnetic field, 1, 2, 3 and 4 lines connecting with it or intersecting it, and if the conductor is placed like that, makes an angle 90 with the magnetic field, we get the maximum value of field linked with it, which means in vector form you can write this as I L cross B. Okay, this. So when we open it, we get F I L B sin theta, where theta is angle between the current element or magnetic field, okay, containing the plane of theta. This is the force experienced by a conductor when a current I is passing through it and kept in a magnet. Note it. Situation we have when length is perpendicular to B, which means conductor kept in the magnetic field with 90 degrees. Then this theta is 90 and we get sin 90 equal to 1, that is this force is maximum equal to I L B. And the another case when L is perpendicular to parallel to B, we have theta is 0 or 180 degree. For both the cases, sin 0 degree or sin 180 degree, we get this value is 0. So the force between the force experienced by the conductor in the magnetic field is 0. Done? Now, rule for determining the direction of force is, we have two rules for determining direction of force. One is Maxwell Corr rule. In which a person has a screwdriver, and if it rotates the screwdriver, then thumb gives the direction of current and curling of finger gives the direction of force. And another is Fleming left hand rule. It is easier to find the direction of force. Okay, according to the Fleming left hand rule, if we stretch our left hand in such a way that all three at 90, these two are at 90 and these two also 90. Then let's say this is index finger, middle finger, and thumb. Okay, then if index finger indicates the direction of magnetic field, okay, and middle finger indicates the direction of current, then you can find easily the direction of force by thumb. Okay, just form it. It is easy to understood. And just see here in the Fleming right hand rule, known quantity. In the left hand rule we have B and I known. Need to calculate unknown quantity. Unknown. Which one is unknown? Answer is 4. And when we discuss about the right hand rule, so B and force we know, I we can. When we discuss about that, I will tell you. Thank you.